If you've recently made your own sourdough starter, congratulations. That's the hard part. But you probably now have this beautiful, bubbly, active starter sitting on your counter or tucked away in your cabinet, and you're probably wondering, now what do I do? Thoughts that are probably crossing your mind are, do you need to feed it every day or every other day? Can you put it in the refrigerator? Are you supposed to put it in the refrigerator? What if you miss a feeding? Oh my gosh, what are you supposed to do? And what do you do when you want to bake again? I know that so well because I've been through it myself and I've asked myself those same questions. So today I'm going to share a video with you walking you through exactly what you need to know to keep your starter happy and healthy. And I'm going to keep it really simple. Hey, welcome back to Farm Bread. I'm Kate. So first things first, let's talk about where you're actually going to keep your starter. And really, this comes down to one question. How often are you going to bake? So if you're planning to bake at least 2 times or more a week, then you'll probably want to keep it out either on your counter or in your cabinet. And that means it will be at room temperature. And so when it's at room temperature, it's remaining pretty active. And when it's active, you're going to want to feed it regularly. You definitely need to feed it a day in advance of baking. And if you're going to be baking pretty regularly, then I would say you want to feed it every day. So once a day. Now, if you're baking maybe twice a week, what you could do is every once in a while skip a day. So you could feed it roughly every 24 to 48 hours. I've definitely pushed my starter. It is just fine being left for 48 hours or 2 days, and then with another feeding, it picks right back up. So don't worry about that. But when it's out and it's at room temperature, you're going to need to feed it regularly. Now, if you don't want to bake regularly or even once a week, what you can do is feed your starter and then keep it in the refrigerator. That cooling process of being in the fridge basically just slows your starter down a bit. So what I would do is feed it right before you put it in the fridge. So once it's in the fridge, you can plan to feed it roughly once a week is a good rule of thumb. But do not stress out if you forget or you need to elongate that because of a vacation or life just got kind of busy. So you can definitely let it go a couple weeks and it will be just fine. Okay, so you've been storing your sourdough starter in the fridge and now you're ready to bake. What are you gonna do? So it's pretty simple. Remove your starter from the fridge and let it come to room temperature and then feed it. So typically when a starter's been in the refrigerator, it can take a couple days, maybe a few days even, depending on the flour that you're using, to become active and bubbly. So what I typically recommend as a good rule of thumb is to remember that you want to take your starter out of the fridge 2 days before you want to bake. So you just have to do a little back scheduling and just make sure that 2 days prior to baking, your starter is out on the counter or in the cupboard. It's been fed and it's starting to get active and bubbly. And so another important thing that I mentioned is the flour. So flour really makes a big difference, or it can make a big difference in the activity of your starter. So you really want to make sure that you have a high quality unbleached flour that you're using. I always prefer organic when it's available and when I can use it. King Arthur makes a really high quality flour that's not organic. So you can always default to King Arthur and it's widely available. Or if you really want to boost your starter right after taking it out of the fridge so that you can bake sooner, try it using a whole wheat flour or a whole rye flour. The whole grain has more nutrients in it, and that definitely helps with the development of the bacteria in your starter. And with that being said, I always feel the need to stress the importance of watching your starter and not the clock. Definitely know that when you feed your starter, you have to give it time and wait and kind of see what's going on. Absolutely, if it seems a little bit sluggish or if it's not reacting soon enough, try that whole wheat or whole rye flour to help move it along. But make sure that you don't feed it and expect amazing things to happen and get discouraged when they don't. You definitely want to feed it, watch it, and then maybe you just need to feed it again and maybe even again. So just be patient. So what happens if you go on vacation or life gets busy and you just forget to feed your starter? It does happen. And I'm here to tell you not to panic. Your starter will be okay. Unless it's got like mold and kind of gross stuff on top, the jar has gotten moldy, then that you pretty much kind of want to start from scratch again. But don't worry, most times you can just scrape off that top layer and transfer your clean starter underneath into a clean jar and then just feed as usual, and it should be just fine. That being said, if you are going on vacation and you're going to be heading out of town, just feed your starter and then throw it in the fridge and you'll be good to go. If you are away for a couple weeks, don't worry, it's totally fine. Just feed it when you get back. So what I typically recommend is take your starter out of the refrigerator and let it come to room temperature. It'll be easier to stir, and then feed it after about an hour or so once it's set out for a little bit, and then feed it and place it where you normally would, in a cabinet, a cupboard, somewhere that's draft free and room temperature. And that's really it. Once you've created a beautiful bubbly active starter and you've started to create delicious sourdough with it, it's pretty straightforward how to care for your sourdough starter. Now, I know there's a few different options here, and it's kind of understanding when and for how long, but you'll get the hang of it. Just be patient. The more you practice, the more you make sourdough loaves, you will get the hang of it pretty quickly, I promise. And if you're just getting started with sourdough and you'd like a little bit more guidance, I have a beginner-friendly course that I created. I'll post a link to it below that walks you through the entire process, step by step, from creating your starter to baking your very first loaf of sourdough bread. I'll post a link to it below so you can check it out and learn more. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you found this helpful. As always, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Friends, thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.